Square Enix is a company that has spent the last couple of years throwing absolutely everything at the wall to see what sticks. They are porting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to the Switch 2, they're bringing Final Fantasy XIV to handhelds, and they're rolling out gorgeous HD 2D remakes left and right. But their latest pitch? This one genuinely feels like a developer looking at a piece of hardware and saying, hey, do you think we can make this engine explode? During a recent annual shareholders meeting, an investor straight up asked management if we're ever going to see a proper full-fat version of Final Fantasy XV on Nintendo hardware. Now, usually this is where executives hit you with the classic corporate shield. We have nothing to announce at this time, please buy our mobile games. Instead, they actually said they are actively considering it. They openly admitted that while the original 2016 game has massive hardware constraints, a port is, and I quote, not completely impossible from a specification standpoint. Now, if you're sitting there with a massive sense of deja vu, you aren't crazy. Final Fantasy XV technically is already on the original Nintendo Switch, but it's the Pocket Edition. For those who blocked it out of their memory, the Pocket Edition was Square's answer to the realization that the original Luminous engine ran like an absolute brick on the Switch's mobile chip. So they recreated the entire 100-hour open-world RPG into a linear top-down mobile game where everyone looks like a Funko Pop that learned how to swing a sword. It was cute, it got the story across, but it wasn't exactly the epic road-tripping boy band simulator people fell in love with on the PS4. What shareholders are asking for now, and what Square Enix is apparently looking into, is the real deal. The actual massive open world of Lucy's, chocobo racing, the seamless combat. The dynamic weather system that used to make standard base PS4s sound like a jet engine preparing for takeoff. But this is where the conversation splits into two completely different realities. Because we are currently living in the weird transition period between the aging original Switch and the brand new Switch 2. If Square Enix is looking at the baseline, 2017 Nintendo Switch. Good luck. The original FF15 was famous for its optimization nightmares. It pushed the Xbox One and PS4 to their absolute structural limits, dropping frames left and right whenever Noctis cast a high-level fire spell. Trying to squeeze that engine into a tablet that struggles to run Pokemon at a stable 30 frames per second feels like trying to cram a V8 engine inside a toaster. If it happens on the old hardware, expect textures that look like wet cardboard and a resolution so blurry, you'll need a prescription lens just to see Ignis's glasses. But what if they're actually targeting the Switch 2? That changes the math completely. We already know the Switch 2 is a beast compared to its older brother, capable of handling modern ports. If the development teams are already working on optimization pipelines for the new system, building a native Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy XV actually makes an incredible amount of sense. It fills out their catalog, keeps the momentum going, and gives Nintendo fans the definitive version of a mainline entry on the go. We do have to keep our expectations a little grounded here though. Shareholder meetings are a magical place where developers say a lot of optimistic things to keep investors smiling. Saying a port is not entirely impossible is developers speak for. We looked at the code once on a lunch break. It didn't immediately catch fire, but we haven't actually approved a budget for it yet. It's a long way from a greenlit project. But the mere fact that Square Enix didn't immediately laugh the question out of the room tells you exactly where their head is at right now. They want their legacy titles on every screen possible, and they aren't afraid of a brutal optimization uphill battle if it means tapping into that massive Nintendo install base personally. I just want to see if the Switch can handle the raw, unbridled power of Prompto taking a blurry selfie in the middle of a Titan boss fight. But hey, that's just our take on it. Would you actually play a full-scale port of Final Fantasy XV on a Nintendo console? Or did you get your fill of Noctis and the boys back in 2016? And more importantly, would you buy it if it was a native Switch 2 version? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. It genuinely helps us out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'm Cyril. Thanks for watching Switch Planet, and we'll see you next time.